Jai.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, Hare Krishna, everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. So, tomorrow we're going to celebrate Tulsi Viva, and arrangements have begun. I'm not sure if I'm letting in a secret or not, but Jayanti started the mandap, and it looks very interesting. And so we can seek everybody's blessings so that we can glorify this wonderful personality. And today we just try to understand a little bit more about who she is.
So this verse from the Gautamiya Tantra, Hari Bhakti Vilas, which states, Tulsidala matrena jalasya kulu kenava viknite swam atmanan bhaktebhyo bhaktavatsalaha. Shri Krishna, who is very affectionate towards his devotees, sells himself to a devotee who offers merely a tulsi leaf and a palmful of water.
How important she is. Why? We perform Tulsi Aarti every day. We offer her leaves and manjaris to Krishna. We perform this Tulsi Viva every year, hopefully tomorrow. We circumambulate her every day. We water her every day. We pay obeisances to her every day. We plant her, care for her, worship. She's worshipped at home and at the temple. We wear Tulsi neck beads and chant on Tulsi beads. So such an important personality. Practically all of our spiritual life depends on her. So Pinda Devi, who is she? Tulsi Devi. Pinda Devi's expansion of Srimati Radharani and Purnamasi. And Pinda Devi's partial expansion is Tulsi in Vaikuntha. Pinda Devi has a beautiful complexion, the color of gold, molten gold. She wears blue garments and is decorated with pearls and flowers. Her father is Chandrabhanu, mother is Pulara Devi. Her husband is Mahipala, sister is Manjari Devi. She's immersed in love for Radha and Krishna and serves them in many ways. So this is from the Radha Krishna Gunodesha Dipika. There she is, magnificent. And she's got some very loyal servants, the parrots. As the embodiment of Lila Shakti, pastime potency, Pinda Devi is the organizer of all the transcendental pastimes of Radha and Krishna. She's busy along with her maidservants performing pastimes or arranging pastimes for Radha Krishna. And she arranges secret and intimate meetings. She plans out every little thing, from what clothes will be worn to what flowers will bloom in the forest. She supervises Krishna's pastimes with her chief parrot, Daksha, who flies past and relays what's going on. When Krishna is performing the Ras dance and doesn't want to leave in the morning, Pinda Devi sends her parrots who imitate the voice of Mother Yashoda, calling out to Krishna. Thus, Pinda Devi is very intimate devotee of Radha and Krishna. Pinda Devi is responsible for waking up Radha and Krishna while they're resting in the forest kunjas. She hurries the divine couple to their homes in Nandagaon and Yavat before the sunrise, and their superiors detect their absence. On Radha's behalf, Pinda Devi delivers love notes and handmade gifts, flower earrings, and garlands to Krishna. Pinda Devi arranges all the paraphernalia, swing, pastime, musical instruments, water syringes, and colors for squirting, clothing, ornaments, and a variety of food and drink. This is all used in Radha Krishna's pastimes. She engages 2 expert female parrots to act as spies on the path to alert of the approach of the 2 spoil sports, Jatila, that's Radharani's mother-in-law, and Chandravali, Radharani's rival. Pinda Devi performs unlimited pastime services to Radha and Krishna. So the marriage of Tulsi, Vrindavan is the land of Pinda Devi. She's in charge. In one pastime, she offers all of her kingdom to Vrindavan, to the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Hence, Sri Radha became known as Vrindavaneshwari, Queen of Vrindavan, and Lord Krishna is the actual king. Appreciating Pinda Devi's kindness in making wonderful arrangements for her loving pastimes with Krishna, Radha and her friends arranged a wedding ceremony. Vishaka sat Krishna beside Pinda Devi on a throne, playing the role of a priest. Lalita, Sakhi, began chanting the mantras for invoking marriage. Sri Radha personally exchanged the flower garlands between Krishna and Pinda Devi. So this wonderful wedding ceremony was performed. Vrindavan is completely under Pinda Devi's grace. Without the mercy of Pinda Devi, it's not possible to enter into the confidential pastimes of Radha and Krishna, not even as a listener in an audience. Even being allowed to enter Sri Brijamandal indicates that one has received the grace of Pinda Devi. Pinda Devi is worshipped throughout the world. In Vrindavan, Pinda Devi is especially worshipped in two places, Kamyavan and Vrindakund. Whenever one takes the auspicious darshan of Pinda Devi, we should beg for the mercy to eternally reside in Sri Vrindavan Dham as a servant of the maid servants of Radha and Krishna. This is Kamyavan. This is the deity of Pinda Devi in Kamyavan. This is Vrindakund. I think probably more or less everybody's been there. Vrindakund. This is the deity of Pinda Devi in Vrindakund. 9 ways to serve Tulsi. One time, desiring to know what kind of worship would please Krishna, Radha approached her friend Chandranana, the best of the knowers of religion. After reflecting for a moment, Chandranana informed Srimati Radhika that Lord Krishna's association could be achieved through serving Tulsi in 9 ways: gazing at her, touching her, remembering her, glorifying her, bowing down before her, offering prayers to her, planting her, watering her, worshipping her. So more or less all of these we can do on a daily basis. Maybe not planting, but other than that, we can do all of those. Nandagram is the eternal residence of Nand Maharaj, built on Nandishwar Hill. Pinda Devi's palace, Vrindakund, is at the foot of Nandishwar Hill, near Pavan Sarovar, where Srimati Radharani comes every morning to cook Krishna's breakfast. Purnamasi, the guru of Braj, meets Pinda Devi at her place to plan the divine couple's pleasure pastimes for that day. For each of the 8-fold daily pastimes of Radha and Krishna, Pinda Devi makes elaborate arrangements for the pleasure of Radha and Krishna. Krishna wanted to extend Pinda Devi's compassion to the whole world. So he devised a wonderful pastime. So one time, Radha found Pinda Devi alone with Krishna. She seemed to get too close to Krishna. Radha became upset and cursed her to fall to the material world. At the same time, a close Gopa friend named Sudama, one of the attendants and 8 celebrated cowherd boys, wanted to be close to Pinda, but he was scared. But he could not because he was scared of Radha's wrath. In a Ras dance, Krishna flirted with a gopi called Viracha, and Radha converted her into a river. She then chastised Krishna. Sudama didn't like this and opposed Radha, who cursed him to become a demon in the material world. Radha then became sorry and that she had cursed Sudama. But Krishna reassured her that this was all part of his plan to reclaim fallen souls, and he would be away for only half a moment. Sudama, that is. In the material world, Pinda Devi devoted herself wholly to one goal, as ordered by Krishna, to attain Vishnu as her husband. Even though her heart was set on Krishna, she began performing severe austerities in Himalayas for 10,000 years. And Lord Brahma eventually appeared before her and asked what she wanted. She requested to have Lord Vishnu as her husband. Brahma agreed, but said that before that, she had to marry King Shankachuda, who's also known as Jalandhara, who was none other than the cowherd friend of Krishna, named Sudama. But he was like a demon in this incarnation. Sudama had adored her in the spiritual world. Brahma also gave Tulsi a 16-letter Radha mantra, which she chanted constantly for 12 years and pleased Radha and ultimately attained Krishna as well. Brahma advised Tulsi to go to Badrikashram where Shankachuda was also offering tapasya, performing tapasya. So Shankachuda was playing the role of a demon. He was extraordinarily powerful because he had received the Vishnu Kavach from Brahma by performing penances in Padrikasham. So he also obtained a boon that his death would occur only when the Vishnu Kavach was removed from his body and the chastity of his wife, Tulsi, was lost. At that time, Shankachuda and Tulsi met each other in the forest and were married. As Shankachuda was undefeatable, Brahma and Shiva approached Vishnu for a remedy. And Vishnu decided to disguise himself as a Brahmin, requested the Vishnu Kavach as a donation, which Shankachuda gave happily. Then Shankachuda was engaged in fighting with Shiva. At that time, Vishnu took the form like Shankachuda and went to Tulsi in order to trick her to lose her chastity. And of course, Vishnu succeeded in breaking her chastity. At that moment, Shiva killed Shankachuda and his holy body became a conch shell, which we use. Tulsi found some differences between Shankachuda and Vishnu and suspected foul play. She questioned what was happening. At once, Vishnu converted to his true form and said, "You have been doing penance for a long time to get me as your husband. Your former husband, Shankachuda, has been returned to the spiritual world, Golok as Sudama. You can now abandon your body and come with me to Vaikuntha and enjoy life as my wife." But Pinda Devi, she was upset with Vishnu. He had been heartless, and heartless because of him, Shankachuda was killed. So she cursed him to become a stone. This is the origin of Shaligram Shila. So this is, Shaligram is non-different from Vishnu himself. So Vishnu accepted the curse of Tulsi as a wonderful pastime. Vishnu told Pinda Devi that she would become a river Gandaki, where Shaligram are found, and also take the form of Tulsi plant. She became Lakshmi and went with Vishnu. So what is this all about? So Vishnu becomes the Anupuna Mountain, and the stones from this mountain would fall into the Gandaki at Mukti Nath. These stones are directly Vishnu, known as Shaligram Shila. Markings are made by worms over time, and the Shilas are identified accordingly. So this is an idea of where this is all. It's this Kathmandu, and the mountain is there. And the river Gandaki flows between the mountain. This is Anupuna Mountain. This is Shaligram. This is the one that we worship every day. Krishna Balaram. So the marriage of Tulsi with Vishnu takes place every year. It resembles a traditional Hindu wedding or Vedic wedding. The marriage ceremony is conducted at homes and at temples where a fast is observed on the Tulsi Viva day. A mandap marriage booth is built where the Tulsi plant is usually planted in the center of the room. The bride Tulsi is clothed with a sari and ornaments, including earrings and necklaces. A human paper face with bindi and nose ring may be attached to Tulsi. The groom is Shaligram Shila, who is Vishnu himself, clothed in a dhoti. Both Vishnu and Tulsi are bathed and decorated with flowers and garlands before the wedding. The couple is linked with a cotton thread mala in a ceremony. This is a little idea. It's Tulsi Mahani. And it looks like somebody is saying there, no?
Deity, Tulsi.
Deity of Tulsi, yeah. Good, well done. So we can do that, can't we? That deity there. Very nice. And then we'll do this tomorrow. Don't need to go through all of this. Hopefully we'll have a very nice pujari doing the ceremony. Praneshwar. These are all the different aspects of the ceremony that we can engage in. And that's all we had for Tulsi Mani. Tulsi Mani ki jai. Anybody else? Anything you'd like to share with us? You're welcome to. Or any questions that might come.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Sitaram.
While we're going to Vrindavan, to get these places correct, the exact places, it is not so easy, Prabhuji. Do you agree? Sometimes there are those people who come to us as our instructor. When we go over there after 10 or 15 years, it is not the same, you know. They can cheat us.
Definitely.
It is not so easy. And I'm planning to go. I don't know how many years how many times this corona will be dominating. I'm just planning my son, my daughter-in-law. I don't know if they will be willing to go. Maybe my Dharmapatni will go. But time is just all these things.
It's good to have
Okay.
that desire.
Yes,
Keep
bro.
having the desire to go. Yeah. That's the important thing,
Yeah.
actually.
Yes, because India is not like Mauritius or England, so many cheaters working in the street. They can cheat you at any time. So, and my son, my daughter-in-law, and my wife, they are so Mauritian, very correct people. So I told them, you do not speak over there. You just shut your mouths. Everything, just tell me. They can tell you, just give me 100 or 200 rupees. I will buy such and such thing for you. And you know all these things, how it goes over there. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sridharan. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. So let's go to I can stop this going. Okay. Tulsi Mani ki jai.